You know what's terrifying? Right now, as you're watching this, someone's job is being quietly eliminated by artificial intelligence. Not next year. Not in 5 years. Right now. And the scariest part? Most people don't even realize it's happening to them until it's too late. Let me tell you about Sarah. She worked in customer service for a major tech company. Good salary, benefits, thought she was secure. One day, management introduced an AI chatbot to help the team handle basic inquiries. They said it was just to reduce workload, let humans focus on complex issues. Sarah thought it was great. Less repetitive work, right? 6 months later, Sarah and 40% of her team were let go. The AI wasn't helping them. It was replacing them. And here's the thing, the AI wasn't even that good. It made mistakes. Customers complained. But it was cheaper. So much cheaper that the company decided mediocre AI service was more profitable than excellent human service. That's what's happening across America right now. And if you think your job is safe because it requires creativity, or critical thinking, or human touch, I need you to understand something. You're probably wrong. I'm not here to fearmonger. I'm here to show you the data, explain what's actually happening, and help you understand if your job is at risk. Because the AI revolution isn't coming. It's already here. And it's moving faster than most people realize. Let's start with the obvious ones. The jobs everyone knows are vulnerable. Customer service representatives. Data entry clerks. Telemarketers. Basic administrative assistants. If your job involves doing the same task repeatedly, following a script, or processing information in predictable ways, you're in the danger zone. But here's where it gets interesting. AI isn't just coming for repetitive jobs anymore. It's coming for jobs people thought were safe. Jobs that require skills. Jobs that require education. Jobs that require expertise. Radiologists. Doctors who read X-rays and MRIs to diagnose problems. They go to school for over a decade. They make 6 figures. An AI can now read medical images more accurately than most human radiologists. Not all of them, not yet. But it's getting better every month. And here's the math that hospital administrators are doing. One radiologist costs $300,000 a year. An AI system costs $50,000 once, then a few thousand per year to maintain. Lawyers. Junior lawyers spend years doing document review, legal research, contract analysis. Tedious work, but someone has to do it. Except now, AI can review thousands of legal documents in hours, finding relevant precedents and clauses faster than any human. Law firms are already cutting back on hiring junior associates. Not because there's less work. Because AI is doing it. Accountants. Tax preparation, bookkeeping, financial analysis. AI systems can now process financial data, spot irregularities, prepare returns, generate reports. The entire profession isn't disappearing, but entry-level positions are vanishing. The junior accountant role that used to be the pathway into the profession. That's being automated away. Graphic designers. This one hurts because creative fields were supposed to be safe. AI can now generate logos, marketing materials, social media graphics, even complex illustrations. Not as good as the best human designers, sure. But good enough for most businesses. And when you can generate 50 design options in 10 minutes instead of waiting days for a designer to create 3 options, the economics shift fast. Writers and content creators. AI can write articles, product descriptions, social media posts, even basic news stories. Is it as good as a talented human writer? No. Does it matter when it costs 95% less? You tell me. Content mills are already replacing human writers with AI. Marketing agencies are cutting staff. Journalism, already struggling, is facing another wave of layoffs. Software developers. Wait, what? The people building AI are being replaced by AI? Yes. AI coding assistants can now write functional code, debug problems, even suggest optimizations. Junior developers, the ones who used to do straightforward coding tasks while learning, are being replaced. Companies are hiring fewer entry-level developers because senior developers using AI tools can do the work of 3 or 4 people. Teachers and tutors. AI tutoring systems can provide personalized instruction, answer questions, grade assignments, track progress. They don't get tired. They don't need benefits. They can work with unlimited students simultaneously. Online education companies are already scaling back human tutors in favor of AI systems. Not completely, not yet. But the trend is clear. Here's what makes this different from previous waves of automation. In the past, automation replaced physical labor. Factory workers, assembly line jobs, manual tasks. And people said, that's fine, humans will move into jobs that require thinking, creativity, human interaction. Knowledge work was supposed to be safe. But AI doesn't replace physical labor. It replaces mental labor. It replaces thinking. It replaces creativity, or at least the routine parts of creativity. It replaces human interaction, or at least the transactional parts of it. The very jobs people moved into when physical labor was automated? Those are the jobs AI is taking now. And it's happening so quietly. Companies don't announce massive layoffs and blame AI. They do it gradually. They implement AI systems to augment workers. Then they stop hiring. Then they reduce hours. Then they restructure. Then they lay off redundant positions. By the time people realize what happened, it's done. Look at what's happening in call centers. Companies spent decades offshoring customer service to India, the Philippines, other countries with cheaper labor. Now they're bringing those jobs back to America. Sounds great, right? American jobs returning? Except they're not hiring Americans. They're replacing both the offshore workers and the American workers with AI chatbots. Nobody wins except the shareholders. IBM announced they're pausing hiring for roles that could be replaced by AI. That's 7,800 positions. They didn't say they're eliminating those jobs. They said they're pausing hiring. Because when current employees leave or retire, AI will do their work. No layoff announcements. No headlines. Just a quiet transition to fewer humans. Dropbox cut 500 jobs, 11% of staff, saying AI will do the work. Duolingo replaced contractors with AI. Google, Meta, Amazon, all cutting staff while simultaneously investing billions in AI. They're not cutting because business is slow. They're cutting because AI is cheaper. And here's the thing nobody wants to say out loud. For most businesses, AI doesn't have to be better than humans. It just has to be good enough and cheaper. If AI can do your job at 70% the quality for 5% of the cost, you're getting replaced. That's the math. You might be thinking, okay, but my job requires human judgment, empathy, complex decision-making. AI can't do that. And you're right, sort of. Current AI can't fully replicate human judgment and empathy. But it can fake it well enough that most customers can't tell the difference. And for businesses, that's all that matters. I talked to a friend who works in HR. Her company implemented an AI system to screen job applications. It reads resumes, evaluates candidates, even conducts initial video interviews using pre-recorded questions and analyzing responses. She used to manage a team of 5 recruiters. Now it's just her and the AI. She spends her time reviewing the RA's recommendations, not doing the actual screening. For people lost their jobs. And she knows she's probably next. Once the AI gets good enough that it doesn't need human oversight, why would they keep paying her? Here's another thing that's happening. AI is changing what skills are valuable. Being able to do a task well used to be valuable. Now, being able to do something AI can't do is valuable. And the list of things AI can't do is shrinking every month. Can you write a basic article? AI can do that. Can you design a logo? AI can do that. Can you analyze data? AI can do that. Can you write code? AI can do that. Can you answer customer questions? AI can do that. So what can't AI do? It struggles with true creativity, the kind that requires understanding human culture, emotion, context in deep ways. It struggles with complex human relationships, reading subtle social cues, navigating office politics. It struggles with physical tasks that require dexterity and adaptability, though robotics is improving fast. It struggles with jobs that require high-stakes judgment calls where being wrong has serious consequences and accountability matters. But even those advantages are eroding. AI art is getting eerily good. AI is learning to understand context and emotion. Robots are getting more capable. And as for accountability, companies are increasingly willing to accept AI mistakes if it saves enough money. So what do you do? How do you protect yourself when artificial intelligence is coming for your livelihood? First, understand that this isn't about being anti-technology. I'm not saying AI is evil or should be banned. I'm saying you need to be realistic about what's happening and position yourself accordingly. Pretending everything will be fine is not a strategy. Second, stop thinking about job security in traditional terms. The idea of learning one skill, getting one job, staying in one career for 30 years. That's dead. It died before AI, honestly, but AI is burying it for good. You need to think about skill security, not job security. What skills can you develop that will remain valuable even as AI advances? The skills that matter most are the ones that combine multiple capabilities AI struggles with. Pure analytical work? AI can do that. Pure creative work? AI is learning. But work that requires analysis plus creativity plus human judgment plus relationship building? That's harder to automate. Let me give you an example. A basic accountant who processes transactions and prepares standard reports? Vulnerable. But a financial advisor who understands a client's unique situation, their fears about retirement, their hopes for their kids, and can create a customized financial plan while building trust and maintaining a relationship? Much harder to replace. The technical skills are just the foundation. The human skills are the moat protecting you from AI. Here's what else protects you. Expertise in niche areas AI hasn't been trained on extensively. If you work in a field that's too specialized or too new for AI to have learned deeply, you have time. Not forever, but time. Cutting-edge medical specialties. Emerging legal areas. Brand new technologies. Stay ahead of the AI training curve. Jobs that require physical presence and complex physical interaction. AI can think, but it can't easily exist in physical space. Plumbers, electricians, nurses, physical therapists, hairstylists, these jobs are safer because they require being there, using hands, adapting to unexpected physical situations. A robot might eventually be able to unclog a drain, but we're not close to that yet. Jobs that require very high-stakes decision-making where mistakes are catastrophic and humans want human accountability. Would you trust an AI surgeon? Would you trust an AI pilot? Would you trust an AI to make life or death medical decisions about your family member? Maybe someday, but not soon. Humans still want humans making certain decisions. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most jobs don't fall into those protected categories. Most jobs have at least some components that AI can do or will be able to do soon. Which means most people need to be thinking about adaptation, not just protection. One strategy is to learn to work with AI rather than compete against it. If AI is a tool, become someone who uses that tool exceptionally well. Developers who use AI coding assistants are more productive than developers who don't. Writers who use AI to generate first drafts and then refine them are faster than writers who start from scratch. Designers who use AI to generate concepts and then add human polish are more efficient than designers who do everything manually. The people who will thrive aren't necessarily the ones who are better than AI at any single task. They're the ones who are better at combining AI capabilities with human judgment to produce results neither could achieve alone. That's the new skill. Not doing the task. Orchestrating the human-AI collaboration. Another strategy is to move into roles that oversee AI systems. Someone has to manage the AI, train it, evaluate its outputs, handle edge cases it can't solve, deal with problems when it fails. Those are human jobs, at least for now. They require understanding both the technical side of how AI works and the human side of what the business needs. But let's be honest. Not everyone can or will successfully adapt. Some people will lose their jobs to AI and won't find equivalent work. That's not a moral judgment. That's just reality. And as a society, we're not preparing for this. We're not having serious conversations about what happens when AI can do a significant portion of current jobs better and cheaper than humans. There's talk about universal basic income, about retraining programs, about reducing working hours, about new jobs we haven't imagined yet. Maybe those things will happen. But maybe they won't. Or maybe they'll happen too slowly to help the people losing jobs right now. You know what's really frustrating? The people building AI, the executives implementing it, the investors funding it, they're all getting incredibly wealthy from this technology. While the workers being replaced are scrambling to figure out how to pay rent. That's not innovation. That's wealth transfer. The benefits of AI are concentrating at the top while the costs are being pushed onto workers who have the least power to adapt. And nobody wants to talk about it honestly. Tech companies won't say we're replacing humans with AI to increase profits. They say we're using AI to improve efficiency and customer experience. Which is technically true, but it's a sanitized version of we're eliminating jobs to make shareholders richer. Politicians won't address it directly because it's complicated and scary and they don't have good answers. So they talk about job retraining and education, as if a 50-year-old customer service rep can just learn to code and everything will be fine. That's not realistic. It's never been realistic. Economists debate whether AI will create more jobs than it destroys, pointing to previous technological revolutions where new jobs emerged. But those transitions took decades and caused immense suffering during the transition. And this is happening faster than anything in history. The steam engine didn't go from invention to widespread adoption in 5 years. AI is. Meanwhile, you have to eat. You have to pay bills. You have to support yourself or your family. You can't wait for society to figure this out. You have to make decisions now based on the world as it is, not the world as you wish it were. So here's my advice, and take it for what it's worth. 1. Educate yourself about AI capabilities in your specific field. Don't be willfully ignorant. Understand what AI can do now, what it's learning to do, what that means for your job. Information is power. 2. Develop skills that combine multiple capabilities. Don't be the person who only does one thing AI can learn. Be the person who does 3 or 4 things and combines them in ways that are harder to automate. 3. Build relationships. AI can't replace genuine human connection. The people who know you, trust you, value working with you specifically, they're more likely to keep you even when AI alternatives exist. Be indispensable not because of your technical skills but because people want to work with you. 4. Save money aggressively if you're in a vulnerable field. I know that's hard when you're already struggling. But if there's any way to build an emergency fund, do it. The transition period between losing a job to AI and finding a new one could be long. 5. Be willing to pivot. If your entire industry is being automated, don't be loyal to a sinking ship. Look for adjacent fields that are more stable. Use your experience in creative ways. Be flexible. And 6. Stay informed about what's happening. Don't bury your head in the sand. Things are changing fast. The AI system that can't do your job today might be able to do it 6 months from now. Pay attention. Look, I'm not trying to depress you. I'm trying to prepare you. The worst thing you can do right now is assume everything will work out fine without any action on your part. That's not pessimism talking. That's reality. AI is an incredible technology. It will do amazing things. It will solve problems, increase productivity, maybe even help humanity in profound ways. But in the short term, in the messy transition period we're living through right now, it's also going to disrupt millions of lives. And the people who will weather that disruption best are the ones who see it coming and prepare. Your job might not be at risk tomorrow. It might not be at risk next year. But ask yourself honestly, could AI do significant parts of what you do? If the answer is yes, what's your plan? Because hope is not a plan. The companies replacing workers with AI have a plan. The investors funding AI development have a plan. The executives implementing these systems have a plan. Do you have a plan? I'll tell you what keeps me up at night. It's not that AI can do certain tasks. It's that the economic incentives are so heavily stacked toward replacing humans. Every company has pressure to cut costs, increase efficiency, maximize profits. AI offers a way to do all 3 simultaneously. Even companies that want to keep human workers face competitive pressure. If your competitor cuts costs by 20% using AI, you have to match that or die. It's a race to the bottom. And nobody's asking the fundamental question. Should we be doing this? Just because we can replace human workers with AI, does that mean we should? What's the end game here? An economy where a tiny number of people own the AI and everyone else fights for the scraps of remaining jobs? That's not sustainable. That's not a society anyone should want. But that's where we're headed unless something changes. And right now, I don't see that change coming. So what do? You adapt. You prepare. You recognize reality. You develop skills that are harder to automate. You build relationships. You stay informed. You make yourself as resilient as possible. And maybe, if enough people wake up to what's happening, if enough people demand that this transition be managed in a way that doesn't destroy livelihoods and concentrate wealth even further, maybe we can change course. Maybe we can have both technological progress and human dignity. Maybe we can ensure that AI benefits everyone, not just the people at the top. But that only happens if people understand what's happening. If they're willing to look at the uncomfortable truth instead of pretending everything is fine. Your job might be at risk. Not because you're not good at it. Not because you don't work hard. But because an AI can do it cheaper. And in our economic system, cheaper usually wins. The question isn't whether AI will impact your job. The question is when, and how much, and what you'll do about it. I hope this video gave you something to think about. Not to scare you, but to help you see clearly what's happening and make informed decisions. Because the AI revolution isn't coming. It's here. And the choices you make right now will determine whether you thrive, survive, or struggle in the years ahead.